I finished February 3rd at about 4 in the afternoon. Just happened to remember
It was
that.
cloudy outside in London.
I just happened to remember that.
I was, all right.
Okay.
Chris, how has Superman changed since you first met him?
Well, in part 1, I used to be able to take off just by dipping my knees and going straight up. I now have to take 3 running steps.
How much control have you had over that change other than the flying?
Oh no, I'm just kidding. I think you know, when we shot all of part 1, and then Dick Donner said, you know, we never figured out where does he get his power? I mean, he can go all the way around the world just by going, and so we added a takeoff run to the flying now. How has he changed? I think the basic difference is that he now feels that Earth is his home, that he's not a visitor from outer space, that he doesn't hang back as much as he used to anymore. My whole attitude was that Superman is in the background, basically saying, you guys figure it out, I'm not supposed to get involved here, but if you really have a problem, you know, I'll be there. So in the 50s, I think, you know, it was a B-picture kind of time. The Untouchables was playing, you know, all these kind of action-adventure things. It was a much more, you know, post-World War II, the male image was different. John Wayne was a big star, Kirk Douglas, and they emphasized at that time Superman, the action hero, as a crusader, you know, the fighting for truth just in the American way. And I take a much more, I think, laid-back 70s, 80s attitude towards it, which is like, listen, if you really have a problem, I'm on the other end of the phone.
But in this film, you're more of an advocate, though.
No, he's still hanging back. And they have to call him out, and the kid, and he's petitioned by a kid, and he goes through a lot of soul searching, and finally says, okay, right, I think this is a good move, I'll do it.
How have you changed in the 8 years, I guess, since all this started?
Other than age and infirmity and things like that. Just, what?
Well, you're obviously older, and
yeah, I think my approach to Superman is basically the same. I mean, I think we rang the bell the first time, and you know, like most movies that get it right the first time, which you then spend the rest of your life trying to figure out how do we get back to that without looking like we're ripping ourselves off. And I think what we've done in part 4 is go back to basics, go back to Clark and Lois and Superman and Krypton and Smallville and the things that people really want to see, and yet told a new story at the same time.
And you amazingly look the same, you know, as far as if you put up 4 against 1, I don't think you look that much different.
There's not that much difference. That's pretty good, huh?
Marvelous at makeup.
Keep taking the vitamins, right?
Some one-sentence answers on the following things. First thing that come to your mind, okay?
Oh, a little free association here.
Free association.
Okay.
Flying in a plane.
Beechcraft Baron.
Sailing.
Shondell.
Acting on stage.
Williamstown.
Critics.
Gene Shalit.
Is that good or bad? Superman.
4.
1. Superman 1. What's the first thing you think of?
Dick Donner.
Superman 2.
Dick Lester.
Superman 3.
Dick Lester.
Richard Pryor.
Problems.
Superman 4.
Look forward to it.
If Matthew wanted to be an actor and say, okay, Dad, I'm going to be an actor regardless of what you tell me and the advice you give me, is the best advice for him is to get a good lawyer?
No. That's the funniest advice to give him, but the best advice to give him is try to hang on to why you want to be an actor and have the courage to make artistic choices and don't worry about what anybody says.
Okay, that's a good one right there. Why does Christopher Reeve, why did he want to be an actor?
I don't know, we'd have to go back into
is it just
therapy. We were just
physical need that you want to go out on stage and what is the ultimate goal of being an actor? That's what I'm looking for here.
I think well, leaving outside the personal needs and all that kind of stuff that makes somebody want to perform, I think what you really find in acting is the emotional trips you can go on. You get to travel as far as you're possibly able to imagine within yourself in reaching out to understand people, and that is to me, a very worthwhile occupation.
And that's the different roles you do that through.
Yeah, but see, it's not that you're really playing the roles. The roles play you. You see, you're real. A piece of writing is fiction. So you're already real. You're never gonna play Hamlet. Hamlet's gonna play you. It is your Hamlet. It is what you, as a human being, are able to imagine or understand about that character. So within every part, you take incredible, fantastic flights of imagination into yourself. And most people, sell insurance and basically go a whole lifetime and never really know much about themselves. It's that process of discovery that makes you want to keep doing it.
So with that in mind, is playing a part 4 times the part that an actor would not like, is that's too much like work?
No, but I mean, to not be too blasé about it, but Superman is a pop fly for me. I mean, it's very, very easy to do, and the reason that I'd want to do something like Superman 4 is to offer up for children in America and everywhere else is a fun entertainment which has an actual character at the center of it, that has a character who's caring, who loves people, who's considerate, who's a gentleman, as a possible antidote to the Rambos and the Chuck Norrises and the Schwarzeneggers and these. I mean, I think all of those are comic books, as a matter of fact. Rambo is more of a comic book figure than Superman is, in my mind, if you understand what I'm talking about. So I think, you know, when moms across America are flipping through the papers on a Friday night and where to go with their 12-year-olds to have an evening at the movies, is that we offer perhaps something a little bit more sound or real or perhaps worthwhile than a lot of the other alternatives out there. So Superman is a part of my life that runs concurrently with the other creative needs that I have as well, and I'm very glad that the two can go together.
That's why I was saying you're the #1 movie star in our house, because you're safe. The films with Superman are something you can leave the kids with for a little while. You don't worry about them learning too many bad things, and they do get some positive moral values.
Right.
And it's good.
It's not going to make them want to pick up a gun.
Right. I mean, you're learning the difference in good and evil, and I think that's pretty positive.
Do you know that in a Superman film, not one person dies? Not one person dies. Perhaps somebody in part 1, but not thereafter. In part 4, nobody dies. And if you can have a big screen entertainment with something like that, it's very rare today. I mean, look at what else is out there.
Oh yeah. So you have left the door open, I guess, this time a little more for 5, if there's some reason to do it creatively or otherwise.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a case-by-case basis. You know,
and that's not always been your theme, though.
Yeah, I was into it except for part 3. I mean, I think part 3, I thought, you know, I had nothing to do with part 3 other than, you know, when they wrote the script, I showed up and gave it my all, but I was, you know, I had problems
Well,
with
at my
it.
house, that's called the Bad Man Superman movie.
The bad.
That's what
I think the premise, though, of Superman turning evil sounds great. In fact, the first scene we shot in that picture was the confrontation in the junkyard, and I actually thought that could be a terrific scene. That's a nice idea, but
even Superman gets to stretch.
yeah, no, but I thought that's great. What happens if all this power was turned to evil? In fact, that was my premise. I suggested that to the writers, but excuse me, when I saw Richard Pryor go off the top of a building wearing a pink tablecloth on skis, I thought, whoops, you know,
We've boo-booed here.
we boo-booed here.
Thank you a lot.
So,
Good luck
sure.
to you. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me have you sign these things, one for Michelle and one for me, because I can't go home without